Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have a fun update to share about the Trump train lawsuit. So, the trial is scheduled for next month, September 9th, so just about a month away. And the judge just denied the defendant's request to dismiss the charges. The judge's decision is being held under seal, so we don't know exactly his reasons. But what we do know is that the defendants tried to use free speech. They tried to say, oh, it was within our First Amendment rights to do what we did to terrorize people. One of the defendants argued against the conspiracy charge. She said that she doesn't know the other defendants. There's no evidence to show that any of them saw this flyer that she created and posted online. Basically, she posted on Facebook. She was inviting other people to take part in the Trump train. So this is going to go to trial next month. There's 4 defendants who will be on trial: Dolores Park, Joey Lynn Maceros, Robert Maceros, and Elazar Cisneros. Funny to hear so many non-white sounding names, right? I mean, for Trump. Yeah. I do not think he means what they think he means. Like they seriously don't know this man. These people actually believe that MAGA would accept them. Anyway, for anyone who doesn't know what this case is, doesn't remember it, this incident occurred on October 30th of 2020. This was just days before the 2020 presidential election. Trump supporters, you may recall, they were hosting what they called Trump trains. So these were taking place throughout the country. Basically, a bunch of Trump supporters, they would get together. Apparently, these people have nothing better to do with their lives. So they would bedazzle their cars and their trucks. They had, Trump and MAGA flags all over them. And then they drive around together. So pathetic, so immature. Anyway, this particular Trump train took part in Texas. There was a lot of online chatter about how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were going to be traveling through the state and making campaign stops. Well, luckily, neither of the two of them were on the bus. It was just some of their surrogates. And there was one public official. So there were a bunch of campaign staff, a public official. They were headed to a stop to stump for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So these clearly bored, immature MAGA men and women drove onto the highway. They surrounded the Biden-Harris bus. They were trying to force the bus off the road even. And the Trump vehicles in front of them had slowed down so much, they were going on the highway only about 30 miles an hour at one point. So then some of Trump's terrorists were screaming at them. There were other people that were brandishing weapons at the occupants of the bus. One Trump supporter slammed into the side of a car that was following the bus. The driver of that car was a campaign staffer, so he was following them to the next stop, and he was trying to get or stay right behind the bus. And this big lifted truck kept swerving at the car, kept trying to push him out of the lane. So eventually they made contact and the whole side of this guy's car got damaged. Luckily, it was a rental, but so they called the police, called numerous times as they were traveling through different jurisdictions. Police were less than useless. In fact, the occupants of the bus filed a separate lawsuit against the San Marcos Police Department, and they won because it came out in discovery. The police were actually laughing at the people on this bus. The people who were being terrorized, they were laughing about it. And then these lunatics followed them to the next campaign stop, and it was so bad. The people on the bus were just shaken up. They ended up canceling the speeches that were planned at that next location. So some of these people on the bus filed a lawsuit. They filed it against a half a dozen or so Trump supporters. A couple of them have already taken a deal. They settled out of court. And allegedly, these people were planning online. They were encouraging others to join in. Of course, they filmed themselves because they're all out there clout chasing just like they were on January 6th. And so they think that it's just brilliant to post your crimes online for all to see. So once again, their egos and their clout chasing got them in trouble. So The occupants of the bus filed under the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871. So it says in that act, in part, that it prohibits anyone from using intimidation or using violence to try to prevent people from voting or prevent someone from supporting their candidate of choice. Which is why it's so funny that these Trump supporters are saying, oh, well, this was, we were just exercising our First Amendment free speech rights. They are so self-absorbed and so self-centered. They absolutely don't realize that's exactly what they did to the people on the bus. They were preventing them from exercising their First Amendment rights and their 14th Amendment rights. And I find it hilarious. They tried to place the onus on the left for inciting violence in the US, right? After Trump got shot, the right was, it's Democrats, all their rhetoric and, talking about Trump as if he's, the next coming of Hitler. Really? Because this stuff has been going on for years. Again, this was October of 2020. And Trump, by the way, and his alleged coked out son, Donnie Jr., they were all excited when this went down. Don Jr. reposted videos of this violent attack. He was praising these terrorists. And yes, this is domestic terrorism. When you are terrorizing people to try to get a political outcome that you want, that is domestic terrorism. That is the actual definition of it. So they completely brought this on themselves. And one of the reasons I think that it's so vital to keep talking about cases like this and following them to their conclusion is because there are so many other psychos out there. Psycho Trump supporters just waiting to pop off. They need to know, there are consequences, at least for his minions, right? Trump may get away with almost everything, all of his crimes, but you're not going to. So proceed at your own risk. Anyway, I will let you all know what happens next month. My guess, I'm just going to say, I think some of these people are going to take plea deals before it actually gets to trial. I think if they have attorneys who are worth what they charge, they will advise them, it's probably not going to work out for you. Then again, it is Texas. So we don't know. I mean, they could get a jury that is completely stacked with Trump supporters and they let them walk. So we'll see. I don't know. If I were them, I wouldn't roll the dice. I would take a plea. We'll see. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Trying to hit 100,000 by my birthday on the 25th. So if you can help out with that, and please share it with everybody you know, so tell them to subscribe as well. If you can donate, truly appreciate it. Helps to keep the show going. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.